you're an old hat at this now, right?
I tell myself that I am, and I've certainly done it enough, but it always seems a fresh challenge every year I come here. What's hard is tearing yourself. We just every year it's the same deal. We just start shooting, and it's so painful to get back into the rhythm of it at first, and then we're not 9 days in, but we all have to pick up and work till midnight and get on a plane at dawn and come out here, and you think, oh my God, couldn't I just stay in? Let's go to the New York Comic Con for heaven's sake. But then I get here, and I'm staying at a nice place, and I get to look at the ocean, and the temperature is nice because it's miserably hot and sticky in New York now.
So tell us everything about season 2.
Season 2?
Season 3.
Season 3. I wish I could. I don't know. I'm like you. I know the story just slightly ahead of you. Here's what I know that you don't know. The first episode and a bit of the second one.
So I know we're going to look a little bit into Finch's past, or maybe go a little bit deeper into his past. So
I suppose, although a big chunk of what was intriguing about his past kind of got resolved in season 2. So I'm wondering which part of his past we dig into now.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. Are we going to fill out a little bit of it? Because there's some stuff that's been left hanging, and then
that's right. I'm sure they'll get around to that, but they certainly haven't yet in anything I've read. That business when Finch was a little boy and he lived on a farm.
Yeah.
Was that ever aired?
So that we just saw. That was why I was asking about it.
That was right in the panel.
That's new.
Yeah, that's very
okay.
That's why I was
unclear
asking about
because it was shot for season 2, but I think never used. So yes, I mean surely that's something we're going to find out more about the boy Finch rather than the earlier man Finch.
Does he look like you did as a kid?
He does actually.
I'm a bad one to ask. I don't see those similarities, but it looks like he has big eyes and a funny bony. Yes, which is funny because I think children who look like me now don't look like me when I was their age.
The only other character who we met as a child, though, was really Root. We saw back into her past as a child, and so I wonder, is that part of a greater parallel we're going to see developing between the two characters?
I suppose. I mean, now that we know that she's a regular, a lot must be done with her. And since she began as such an adversary, surely they're going to find common feeling. If nothing else, the machine will bring them together.
Can you talk a little bit about the evolution of Reese and Finch's level of trust from the beginning? Because I've gone back and watched season 1, and you guys did not get along very well. So can you talk a little bit about how that changed and how that changed how you played the character?
It changed, I would say, subconsciously on our parts, and maybe on the parts of the writers too. It's a thing they have to be always aware of, though, because if we get too easy, if it gets too collegial or friendly or jokey or something, then we lose tension. We lose the urgency of their suicidal mission. So they're doing a nice job, I think, of having just enough camaraderie, but never too much.
Talking about the machine a little bit. Now that the machine's out there, is Harold a little worried about what's going on?
Yes.
Is it does he think it might be angry at him for what he did to it? Do you think it might not? He had a weird relationship with her love.
Yeah.
But does it still?
I think he would be the last one to admit that there was any kind of emotional dimension to that relationship, when we as viewers think there may be. So he's just concerned about logistics. Where is it? What's its level of function now? Who is it delivering information to? And is it filtered at all?
Okay.
I just want you to know, for the record, I love this guy. He is as genuine as he is, and this is who he is. Love him.
How are you today?
I'm so tired. I love being here. We obviously finished real late. Got off the work, rigorous hours at the end, and because we shoot at night, and then I went at night and then got to bed at 3, and then got up at 5 and got on a plane and studied for the next episode. Got here and then I can't sleep. Then you start getting in that thing, and all of a sudden, right now, but they gave me this coffee, so I'm kind of happy about
really good coffee.
Well, now we have both of you. Do you think we know that Harold's on a redemption arc because he's with everything that happened with Nathan and everything that Nathan brought up to the table? Do you think John's on a redemption arc as well, or is he just sort of doing this because he feels that it's necessary evil? Does he think he can even be redeemed at this point?
I mean, John, there was a point there where he just turned to him and said, "Thank you for saving my life." It seems that thank you for saving my life. I think that there's the opportunity to be able to do something different than, because when you go into the past I've dreamt up in my mind what this guy's done. I just looked at In the Line of Fire, more of the John Malkovich character, and all the things that I've done. Have you seen that film? It's one of my favorites. Kind of between that and the Tony Scott movie I did, and then this guy pulls him out.
Is there more complication? We talked about, you mentioned a moment ago that from the beginning of the show there was distrust between Reese and Finch, and now they've sort of grown together more, but it seems like at the end of the season there was another complication thrown in with Finch ditching Reese and trying to go off with Brute without permission, I guess you'd say, or something.
But I suppose in hindsight we see that it was Mr. Finch trying to protect Mr. Reese. So maybe that can be forgiven. They do seem to be moving forward.
But then there's also the revelation Finch was the one who had released those files.
Oh yeah. And I don't know if we as characters have digested that particular revelation yet. I'm sure that's going to be talked about.
With the addition of Sarah Sahi to the cast, how is that going to change the team dynamic?
There'll be more of her, less of me. It'll be good. I'll get to take a nap.
It just makes it more complicated. More personalities, more different kinds of. I mean, now there's someone new that Mr. Finch really does distrust, and who worries him all the time.
How do you think, now going forward from everything that you guys experienced in season 2 together, and you've grown together, and I'm repeating myself, how do you think what's the next evolution, do you think? What do you think, is there anything that might break them apart at some point? Do you think that they just strive? Because they're very closely bonded right here, in terms of trust.
Who, as far as the dynamics here?
Yeah, the dynamics between you two.
The big thing for me, which I think is that I have to stay ahead of the curve. I can't sit that long because of the demons, and help and getting another number gives him a chance at life. It continues because he can't sit still. The moment he does, he's like a shark. He drowns. So it has to continually move. And there's at some point, I think going to the original pilot is, probably dead, both of us. But what the hell? We were dead anyway. That's how Reese was dead, and this gives him a chance to my mind's doing a bridge because I'm thinking also on the other side of when you were talking about where it's going. Well, for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you have a machine, and you're going to have people that are going to counteract that. You're going to have terrorism on a whole nother level. You're going to have militia in different ways. I think militia in a computer sense to retaliate.
Did you say a militia?
Militia.
Like cyber militia.
Cyber militia.
Are you doing any new martial arts training for the new season?
I always stay on top of it. I'm always
Thank God you're there to do it.
No self-defense for Finch.
All right, thank you, everybody. I forgot we got to take a
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm practicing my cringe.
We love the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you.